I did see. I didn't watch the whole clip because I want to ask you on the show. But you had a clip on your Instagram.
Okay.
About a not a Rolodex. What do you call it? A Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah.
And you use that as a trick to get girls' numbers at a bar.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
So how does that work? So first off, you can solve a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
He needs tips.
I keep a Rubik's Cube with me at all times.
Okay,
actually.
let me ask. So when you were a kid, did you learn how to solve it?
No, I got into Rubik's Cubes very late in life.
Okay, and you can solve it pretty quickly.
Like a normal 3x3x3, yeah, about 40 seconds on average. But this is a 5x5x5. This
All right.
separates the men from the boys.
Now I've been saying this for years. You tell me if I'm wrong, right? I don't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
I can't solve this.
Yeah, just mix it up.
Yeah, mix it up. Shuffle it. Shuffle the deck. I can't solve a Rubik's Cube, but I've said this, as a wise saying that I tell people, like when you're trying to make a decision about something or form an opinion about a particular topic, I say you can't solve a Rubik's Cube by looking at only one side. That's what I say. I think I made that up. Maybe I stole it. I don't know.
That's pretty good.
But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, can you solve a Rubik's Cube by looking at? Am I an idiot? If you only looked at one side of the Rubik's Cube, could you fix it? Could you solve it? Or do you have to look at the whole thing?
You gotta look at the whole thing.
Okay, so I was good. All right.
No, that's a good one.
Accidental wisdom.
I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Yeah, absolutely use it. And put on, I'm going to put on my tombstone or whatever. And then it turns out that I stole it from somebody. I don't know. But I think it makes sense. Like you have to look at all sides of a situation before you make a decision.
Yeah, for sure. And if you try to solve it one side at a time, you're going to like face dead ends.
Yeah, exactly. And then you
actually never solve it.
Right.
So like there's a lot of people that they'll try to do it and they'll just get like all the reds. And they're like, man, I'm almost there. And it's like, no, you've put yourself in a trap. You'll never be able to get out of it.
And that's what so many people do. Look at me being Mr. Philosophy.
I didn't even think about
this. They build the prisons around themselves and they can't get out in their mind.
Exactly. But in their mind, they're accomplishing something.
Right,
in their
exactly.
Mind, they're like,
but they're just a hamster on a wheel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Look at that. Who would have thought you'd learn something today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I used to take that.
I don't know.
I used to take Rubik's Cubes to like restaurants. You know, your Ojos Locos, your Twin Peaks, your Hooters.
By the way, all of which I think are like on bankrupt now.
The late great Hooters.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Shout out Bombshells though.
Oh yeah, Bombshell's still rocking right here next door to us.
Bombshells, nice. And I would always like. I'd pull it out and I'm doing like my whole tortured artist shtick, like working on jokes. I got a Rubik's Cube right there.
You're sitting at the bar?
Yeah, or just I get a table. Sometimes I would get like ask for a table for two and then like pretend to get stood up or like my writing partner didn't show up for something, so they'd be more inclined to come talk. But I'd always like capture their interest and would be able to like work it out to where, they'd be impressed. They'd be like, man, how long is it going to take you to do that? And I'd be like, man, one like this. I'd be like, how long would it impress you? And they'd, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, oh God, this is fish in a barrel right here.
Yeah.
This thing could take me like 7 minutes. So I was like, okay, how about if I solve it within 10 minutes, you get my next drink? Pretty good deal, right? Yeah. So I'm working and I solve it. I'm working on it, and I'd always be able to time it to where like whenever I was about to finish it, I was like on my last move. I'd like have them like come over and I'd be like, you know what? How about instead of that drink, I get your number instead?
What a smooth guy, yeah.
And that had a success rate of maybe 99.5%.
That's incredible.
It got to a point where I started feeling icky about it.
Yeah,
I really started feeling kind of icky about it.
Yeah,
so,
a little Harvey Weinstein.
That was before I met my wife. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're married now. That's great. Did it work on her? Is that how you did it?
No, but she is impressed with it though too.
Yeah, I need a gimmick.
I
like
hustle
that.
people at bars with it too. Like I'll take it out at bars, and
Mike's gimmick right now is trying out jokes on people.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing that my whole life, and then usually that's not impressive enough. So then what I do now is I'm like, hey, I've got this emulator on my phone. I have to set up this whole thing, right? I have an emulator on my phone. I have Super Mario Brothers 3 on my phone. How long do you think it's going to take me to finish this first level? And they go, I don't know, 30 seconds. Like they're not interested, right? And I'm like, well, I could watch it. 29 seconds, I'll beat it. And then I die, and then it's not impressive at all. And then I'm usually kicked out of the place. So it doesn't really. I need a good gimmick though.
Yeah.
So now what I do is I tell people I was on TV. That's my gimmick now. And also, they're not impressed.
That's a good one. Well, you should tell them who you're on TV with.
Steve Harvey.
I
do.
Helps.
I show them the clip. I even
sweeten the deal.
I sign a little autograph. They're very confused. They don't know what's going on. Meanwhile, they got 5 tables yelling at them. I'm over here holding them up. It's a whole thing. So I really have to get like a really smart, maybe a card trick.
Yeah.